Hey, what's up guys? Before the video starts, it's me in post-production. I just want to say that the foundation now has an email list. So if you guys want to join that email list, go ahead and visit the foundation, and then you can find the form to join the email list at the bottom of any article, and you can also find it at the bottom of the homepage of the foundation. Thanks so much. I appreciate you, and let's get into the video. Hi everyone. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. It is currently 10:22 p.m. and I decided to record this video. Hopefully I will get it out by the end of the night. If I don't, I will get it out first thing tomorrow morning. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys about a situation that happened to me when I was in my adolescence. But before we get into that, my name is Tommy Rogers. I am the author of I Was Listening the Whole Time, a cerebral palsy memoir available on Amazon. I would presume that if you're watching this video right now, you know me either by my book or my other bodies of work. I am also the executive director of the Silent Signal Foundation. If you are interested in any of my existing bodies of work, you can check out my website, tommydoeslife.com. You can also check out gosignalmedia.com, and you can check out auroraccess.org. If you want to learn more about my foundation, feel free to Google my foundation on Google. You can check the description of this video for any applicable links, and I will drop it down there. Anyway, thanks fam, let's get back to the video. Those of you that have read any of my previous work know that I have struggled with dystonia. And dystonia has been a major deal in my life. There's one very specific time that I want to talk about tonight that happened in my adolescence. Okay, so picture this. All right, I had a full day of school. All right, I end up coming home and I do my homework, right? But during normal homework, see, I hated homework. Not because I didn't understand the homework, but I hated homework because it would flare up my dystonia. And you know, thinking about complex, like for example, math problems would also flare up my dystonia, and just really any kind of cognitive load in general. So I hated homework from that perspective, okay? I also hated homework because I was held at a very high standard, okay, at home, alright? See, nobody at home really even acted like my dystonia existed. Okay, so anyway, I remember completing my math homework for that night, and it was one of those very long homework sessions because like nobody was gonna let me leave the table until I was done, but also nobody wanted to help me, right? Because at that time they expected me to do all the writing, all this, that, and the third myself, and also the thinking, because at home, see, nobody was allowed to write for me, okay? It was always me writing for myself, especially when I was with my father, alright? On very rare occasions could I get somebody at home to actually write for me. So one of my core accommodations, such as how I did my schoolwork by having somebody write for me, it wasn't available to me at home, okay? So I remember having a very long homework session. It was to do with some math homework, and of course by the time I was done, my dystonia was very flared up. You know, I was in a lot of pain, my hands were burning, my feet were burning. It was just not a good time, but at least I could say I was done, and I was just relieved that night. So I ended up going to bed, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of really proud of myself that morning. So my teacher, my math teacher, goes around and she asks the class who wants to share their homework from last night. Okay, I immediately raised my hand, and I'm like, I want to share my work. I want to share my work. And I didn't realize what my dad had done until the teacher pointed it out to me. Then I finally looked at my homework assignment and I realized what my dad did. Give me a second, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. So anyway, the teacher goes around the classroom. She asks people who wants to share. I end up raising my hand. I'm like, I want to share, I want to share, I want to share. And she comes over, she looks at my work, and she goes to get ready to share it because she's like, yeah, this is really good stuff. This is really good stuff. But anyway, she goes to go ahead and share it, and then she's like, oh, wait a minute, I can't share this. And then she like does that little tisk sound, like she's disappointed at something I did. And at first I was puzzled because I'm like, man, I spent hours on that homework. I'm proud of it. Okay, I know my handwriting wasn't that great, but I'm proud of it. You know. So anyway, told y'all we'd get back to it in a minute. But anyway, I end up looking at the homework assignment because I'm genuinely puzzled. Why did my teacher refuse to show this to the class? I was happy with it, you know. I thought maybe she didn't want the class to have to struggle reading my handwriting or something of the sort. But then I decided to look closer at the homework assignment. Okay? Mind you, because of my dystonia, I have a very unique handwriting, meaning that most of the time, especially with unmanaged dystonia, my handwriting is horrible. It looks like straight up chicken scratch, like for real. It looks like a chicken, like put its like feet in. Sorry, I was drawing a blank for a minute, but it's like a chicken put its feet in like some ink and then walked across the page. That's honestly how my writing is, and I will be the first to admit my writing is horrible, right? But I was never meant to write anyway because of my dystonia, and like it's just a very uncomfortable thing. But like I told you in the beginning of the video, at home, even though during school one of my accommodations was having somebody write for me, at home nobody believed that was a fair accommodation. They thought that I should be writing for myself. Like the only like they honestly thought that writing would teach me discipline and writing would teach me to get better. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I end up looking at the homework assignment and I'm genuinely puzzled. At first I'm like, maybe she didn't want to show the class my handwriting or what have you. But I end up looking up in the corner of my homework assignment, okay? And I'm going to change this individual's name because I'm not going to use her actual name. But I end up looking at the corner of my homework assignment. And there is this like silhouette of like this this word, you know, that somebody had tried to erase. But also, not only was it like a normal word, but it was a word that matched kind of my handwriting. So I'm looking at the page, I'm like, I don't remember writing this or erasing this, okay? So, anyway, my girlfriend at the time, I'm going to change her name, so let's call her Megan. Megan was my girlfriend at the time, and at the top of the homework assignment, it had, in my handwriting, to the best of its ability, okay, it had the words, I love you, Megan, on the homework assignment. And you gotta understand, I was puzzled. I was completely puzzled at this time because obviously I didn't write I love you, Megan. I mean, and even if I did write I love you, Megan, why would I want to share that to the class, right? You know, so anyway, long story short, my dad, I have no idea what was going through his mind. And honestly, I can't justify it anymore because at first I thought he was just trying to be funny, maybe. But anyway, long story short, after I was done my homework for the night and I went to bed, my dad took some effort, like he had to use effort. He ended up writing I love you, Megan, on my homework assignment, on my math homework assignment, in my almost exact handwriting. That means he mimicked his son's disabled handwriting because of my dystonia and everything, but he mimicked my writing style on purpose. Okay, he wrote I love you, Megan. And then he erased it. Man, I'm literally at a loss for words right now, because when I finally realized what happened, I was sitting there puzzled. I'm like, why would my dad do this? Why would my dad write "I love you, Megan" on my homework? But not only that, why? Because mind you, he didn't just write "I love you, Megan" in like regular handwriting. He actually took the time to mimic my exact handwriting. Okay, and like I said, my handwriting is not that great, and his handwriting is pretty good. So he took the time to mimic his disabled son's exact handwriting, and then he took the time to erase it like I was embarrassed of it or something. And of course, silly old me, I was in math class the next morning wanting to share my work, and then the teacher reacted the way she did, and I was genuinely stunned until I realized that my dad did that action. And I don't know if he thought it was funny. I don't know what he was trying to get out of it, but yeah, it was completely unnecessary. And rather, if he sees it as a harmless joke or not, I still think about it to this day. You know, it was honestly embarrassing. And what made it hurt the most is, still, I'm going to go back to the same point, but what made it hurt the most is he actually took the time to mimic my exact handwriting. And for those of you who actually know me and who have worked with me in clinical settings or anything of the sort, you know my handwriting is very unique. Okay? So somebody would have to very intentionally copy my handwriting. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this video at that. And I felt like it was important to share it with you guys. But anyway, my name is Tommy Rogers. I am the author of I Was Listening the Whole Time. Google my foundation, the Silent Signal Foundation. If you want to support Tommy Does Life, the YouTube channel, go ahead and buy my book, I Was Listening the Whole Time. And if you want to support my foundation, go ahead and visit the foundation's website and possibly donate there. Thank you guys. Much love. Good night.